Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Elevation with Palisa. I just want to say hi, Dumelang, Emakaya. I hope you guys are good. I'm just here to say, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for those that have subscribed, those that have been liking my videos, and those that have been commenting to my videos. I truly appreciate it, and it really means a lot to me. I just hope that I can continue to resonate with you guys and share the messages that this page is supposed to share, to bring in light and elevation to your life. So today's topic, ladies and gentlemen, is abandonment issues. Yes, that's right, abandonment issues, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm pretty sure you guys are asking yourselves, okay, what is abandonment issues for those that don't know? But those that do know, 100%, we are on the same track. So abandonment issues, ladies and gentlemen, is the fear of being left behind by your loved ones. It is the fear of being rejected by your loved ones. It is the fear of not being seen by your loved ones. It is the fear of not being heard by your loved ones. It is the fear of not being understood. Basically, the fear of not being welcomed by your loved ones. Abandonment issues is a thing that we don't speak about in society, but it is real and it is very crucial, and it affects the relationships in which we have with our friends, with our family, with our colleagues, with our romantic partners, and etc. So, ladies and gentlemen, what causes abandonment issues? What we need to understand, ladies and gentlemen, is that abandonment issues is usually a deep-rooted pain, a deep-rooted feeling that is usually experienced through the painful, traumatic experiences that one encounters in their life. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at what causes abandonment issues. The first thing that we can look at is traumatic past experiences. Traumatic past experiences, it can cause abandonment issues in a sense that, let's say, for example, someone decides to break up with their husband or wife or their girlfriend or boyfriend after, 10 years of being together. That separation between the two can cause abandonment issues because these two people, they're so used to having each other in their lives. You understand? Each and every day, they were besties, they were friends, they were partners, they were lovers. They did this life thing together. So when they separate, it can cause abandonment issues. The second thing is childhood. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know that childhood shaped and is still shaping who we are today as young adults as well as adults. Because during childhood, we form bonds, we meet friends, we start growing and understanding who we are. We also start understanding, the people in which we form bonds with. So if as a child, you experienced childhood trauma through the bonds that you had, through the treatment that you received from friends, from family, and etc., it really does have an impact on how you handle relationships now, and it can cause abandonment issues. So let's say while you were growing up, you had parents that abused you, that manipulated you, that gaslighted you. That can cause you to have abandonment issues. The third thing, ladies and gentlemen, that we can look at that causes abandonment issues is unhealthy relationships. So ladies and gentlemen, we all know that the state of how our relationships are, whether it's friendships, whether it's romantic relationships, whether it's platonic relationships, it is important for the state of our relationships to be healthy. So if we are so used to unhealthy relationships where we are mistreated, we are misunderstood, we are gaslit, we are not seen, we are just treated as if we don't exist, we are not there, that can cause someone to have abandonment issues because the person is used to thinking that a relationship is supposed to be full of toxicity. The person is used to thinking that a relationship is supposed to be filled with manipulation, filled with mistreatment, disrespect. So to them, that's the way relationships are supposed to be. So then they experience the abandonment issues from that because they know that, okay, the person that I am going to be with is more likely to mistreat me and is more likely to leave me at the end. So that can cause abandonment issues. The fourth point, ladies and gentlemen, is death. Death, ladies and gentlemen. Losing someone that you love. Losing someone that meant the world to you. Whether it's a friend, whether it's a family member, whether it's a co-worker or someone that was dear to your heart. Losing them can cause abandonment issues because losing someone causes, deep grief, pain, and loss. So you carrying that inside of you will definitely make you think that you might lose someone else again in that sense, and that might make you be fearful of losing any more loved ones in your life. So ladies and gentlemen, now we're going to talk about signs in which you can evaluate whether someone or yourself has abandonment issues. The first one is abandonment anxiety. So if someone is constantly experiencing anxiety when someone is about to leave their life, maybe someone doesn't want to be with anyone anymore, or someone just decided to distance themselves from this specific person, it can cause anxiety, and it can cause a lot of distress. This person is constantly stressed, constantly, anxious that, this person might leave me, or this person is leaving me. Like, why are they leaving me? Is there something wrong with me? You understand? So those are signs in which you can evaluate if you've got abandonment issues or not. Abandonment anxiety. And then the second one, ladies and gentlemen, is lack of trust. Trust issues, ladies and gentlemen. Constantly asking questions, constantly asking things towards your partner, towards your friends, towards your family, due to not trusting them, so that you can get reassurance, ladies and gentlemen. That is a question mark. It's a sign that you need to watch out for, to see if maybe there is a potential abandonment issue, lurking over there. And then the third point is codependency, ladies and gentlemen. If a person cannot see themselves surviving or living outside of their partner, outside of their friend, outside of their best friend, outside of their family member, that is codependency. You understand? Because they are depending on the other person for their happiness. They are depending on the other person to feel complete, ladies and gentlemen. And obviously the fear of that person not being around causes codependency, ladies and gentlemen. And this then pushes the person who is codependent to always put their needs aside to actually accommodate for the other person, which is toxic, by the way. So that is something that you can evaluate to see if you've got abandonment issues. And then another one is someone that is unable to regulate their emotions. If you struggle, or you cannot, express your emotions, express how you feel, express when you're hurt, express when you feel like you've been mistreated, if you always choose to avoid situations and be silent, that is a way to see that, okay, this person might have abandonment issues, because they might have experienced trauma growing up. So the trauma that they experienced, they were never taught to actually be open about it and express it. So they carried that with them into their adulthood. So now they are still behaving in that way. So that is a sign that you can watch out for. And then the last one is someone that is constantly staying in unhealthy relationships, ladies and gentlemen, whether it's platonic, whether it's romantic. Someone that is constantly staying in unhealthy relationships can be a sign of abandonment issues, because this person is so used to the mistreatment and the toxicity that they cannot see themselves outside of that toxicity. They end up compromising their happiness, compromising who they are, compromising a lot of things that will bring peace and harmony into their lives, that they end up settling for less. Because they're scared of being alone. They're scared of being left behind. So that causes them to obviously stay in the unhealthy relationship. So those are the signs, ladies and gentlemen, in which you can have a look at to see if you've got abandonment issues. So ladies and gentlemen, now we're going to talk about ways in which you can actually deal with abandonment issues. The first one can be seek professional help. Go to a therapist, go to a psychologist, go to someone that's going to help you unpack these emotions, unpack the trauma, unpack your shadow side, ladies and gentlemen. The second one can be self-discovery. So self-discovery is you actually sitting down, giving yourself time, dedicating time and energy to evaluate and discover yourself. So in this sense, you'll be able to unpack where these emotions are coming from, why you're behaving the way you're behaving, how can you actually tackle these emotions. You can also find out the kind of attachment style that you have as an individual, because somewhere, somehow, we all have those attachment styles. Are you avoidant? Do you have an avoidant attachment style. So this means you always running away. You're always running away from dealing with things, but then you want the attention. You understand? So you running away from feeling loved or being emotional, but you want that same vulnerability to be received on your end. Do you have an anxious attachment style? Do you have a secure attachment style? Do you have an insecure attachment style? So these are the kind of things that you evaluate about yourself during self-discovery. And then the third one can be journaling, ladies and gentlemen. Get yourself a book, small nyana book. Get yourself a pen, and then just journal, ladies and gentlemen. Journaling gives you the space and the time to unpack those emotions that you always suppress inside of you. Journaling helps you see things clearly. It helps you break down things, and it helps you actually be less overwhelmed, because now you're dealing with things bit by bit, and you end up feeling more better after journaling. Fourth one is practice compassion and gentleness with yourselves. Ladies and gentlemen, we are human. We go through things. There's things that we try to avoid, but we can't avoid them for too long. We actually need to, head strong and face them, ladies and gentlemen, but to not rush the process of facing them, to take our time and actually face them accordingly, but practice compassion with ourselves, that it is okay that we are feeling like this. It is okay that we're going through this, but it is important from us to move from this situation in which we find ourselves in to a better one, so that we can become a better person. And then be gentle with yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be too hard on yourself. That is it from me, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for your time. Please do like, please do subscribe. Peace.